everyone, and good evening to the Jam and Jukebox radio show. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and so very glad to be here with you on Hump Day, Wednesday. We're midweek, and we're coasting downhill, hopefully, all the way into Friday and the weekend, and I hope that you're looking forward to that as much as I am. And but in the meantime, we've got a great show tonight, and I want to welcome everyone to our show. If you're brand new and you're here for the first time, welcome aboard, and you picked a great night to join us because our guest tonight I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of their music. I mean, after the first listen, I was hooked and have been since. And I want to give you a little bit of background on them. They have a timeless fusion of pop, R&B, and rock. And their music, when you listen to it, it just oozes this passion and sex appeal. No joke. It really does. But they've gone on to defy gender lines and stereotypes, and they describe their music as new vintage and tragic sexy. And we're going to be asking them what that means exactly in just a few moments. But they are doing an awesome job. The band consists of Nathan Mott, Jack Turner, and Ryan Murphy, and they are known as the trio of Cable Car. Hello, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you all?
Very well, thanks. You know, at the moment, actually, it's just Jack, which is ironic. I was supposed to have a meeting that would prevent me from making this call, but we lost Ryan, and we thought we were temporarily going to lose Nate, but he's just walking in the door now. Hello, Jam and Jukebox. Perfect timing.
Hello, Nate. And, well, it matters not if it's one, two, or all three of you. We're just excited that you could be here and give us a little bit of your time this evening. And I promise I won't take up too much of your time because I know that you have a lot going on. But I want to thank you so much for being here. And it's quite exciting to have you guys on the show because, as I was saying in the intro, from the first time I listened to your music, I was hooked. I was like, wow, this sound is refreshing. Yeah. It's pop, but yet it's different from what you normally hear on mainstream radio, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And
so I want to ask.
It is really good stuff. I mean, you guys are like this band that when I heard your music initially, I was like, why are they not already signed to a major record label? I mean, why are we not already hearing them on mainstream radio? You're that good and you're that talented. And I scratch my head a lot, with indie artists because the talent is just so raw, but yet it's so untapped and it needs to be heard. It's so much better than what we're getting, in terrestrial radio these days, in my humble opinion.
First of all, I just want to say we're also equally excited to be talking to you. Second of all, what a fantastic accent you have.
Yeah.
It's almost as pleasing to listen to. In fact, it's more pleasing than Jack's accent.
It's definitely more interesting than mine.
I'm in a world of accents right now. In terms of why we're not under a label, I think one of the reasons is honestly that we're very new. We're a band that's been together just over a year now. And we've had a lot of really wonderful things happen. We signed a publishing deal. We placed a song on a CBS show, and we've got this EP that we came out with in under a year. I honestly think that label attention is kind of right around the corner. We're doing really well without it, but I think that we just need to put a little bit more time behind us. And we're having fun. I really appreciate you saying what you said about the music itself. We've certainly tried to make it as appealing as possible, not only to ourselves, but to the masses, and we just have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, I must tell you guys, first of all, thank you for your comment on my accent. I get tons of comments all the time, especially doing this show. It never fails. But I prefer Jack's accent over mine any day. I could listen to you talk until, the end of the earth. I mean, I love that accent.
We could have an accent off if you want. We could just have an accent off.
That's right.
I could come up with a phrase and make you both say it, and then callers could call in and say, who they liked better.
Yeah, and for what reason?
Yeah.
Well, that would be awesome. And so one of the things that that I want to discuss with you guys is you were just saying that in the short amount of time you guys have accomplished a lot, and And one of the beauties of being in the indie music scene is that, and not being tied to a major record label, is that you have this creative freedom that you don't always get when a major record label is kind of dictating what you can do and what to put out and when to put it out. And you really are, you're not limited to what you can do. And I think that's one of the beauties that a lot of indies have tapped into. I mean, would you agree or disagree?
I totally agree with that, actually. I think when it comes, there's pros and cons to both sides. When you're attached to a label, they do have a bit of creative control, but you have access to some really incredible resources and some really incredible producers. As an indie act, we were really lucky to find a very, very talented producer who took us on with as much passion as we had. So we were able to find that outside of a label. They hadn't gobbled him up, so to speak, yet. Bit of an up-and-comer. Our producer was a guy named Michael Pappas, so we should give him his shout-out. There it is. I think that as an independent artist, we get to do what we want, but, we also definitely try to be as intentional as possible rather than just seeing what happens. We try to put intent behind it and make it as appealing as the music that's coming out of the people on labels and not. I don't see as big of a disconnect as other people do. I really feel like there's a little bit more creative freedom with people that are signed. Maybe not in that top pop, that still seems to hold a very rigid template, although honestly I am a bit of a fan of the pop. But, we have pros and cons to both. So we've been lucky to do well as an indie.
I think one of the things that we would certainly appreciate from a record deal would be that we as an indie act do all of our business ourselves. We do all of our paperwork, review all of our contracts, do all of that type of thing, and we're getting to the point where that's taking a lot of time, and it's great because business is moving forward really, really well for us. But we love playing music with each other. We just have so much fun doing that, and that really is what we want, more time spent making and playing and performing music.
That would definitely be why we would consider a label, because it would allow us to sort of put all the business into somebody else's hands, and as Jack said, just let us be musicians. I mean, that's the dream. As an indie artist, we take it all on, and we have a certain sense of pride to that, but it would be great to just sort of be allowed to create.
One of the cool things that's coming up, actually, that Nate didn't mention, is that we got invited to play a TED Talk. I don't know if you're familiar with TED Talks online, but we're going to be playing one on December the 8th, and that's a huge deal for us. We're really excited.
Yeah, TED Talks is... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say congratulations. That is a huge deal, and
Thank you.
And that whole TED Talk thing has really just taken on a life of its own online. And it is now, I think, one of the biggest up-and-coming things that has such a presence online that more and more people are finding out about. What a great audience to play to. I mean, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky, yeah. We're also lucky that it's located pretty close to us. So the seminar that we're actually going to be having a position at is right in Malibu, which is, just an hour north of us or 45 minutes north of us, depending on traffic. And it's actually going to be kind of right up our alley. It's a seminar on desire, and I think that they just felt that our music was appropriate for that seminar, and we feel really honored that we get to go be a part of that.
Really thrilled to meet some of the people that we're going to be able to meet too.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and I have no doubt that if people who attend the seminar are not familiar with you guys, they are going to be fans after they hear you guys perform. I have no doubt about that. That's the impression you leave people with. I mean, that's what happened with me the first time I heard your music. I was an instant fan. I mean, you're just one of those bands that you don't have to hear 5 albums before you decide if you like it. I mean, your music is catchy, it's fun, it's very relevant, and it's the kind of music that just kind of gets in your head and stays.
I'm blushing over here.
Yeah, she is. She's red as a beet.
I'm red-faced.
Well, I have to talk to you about how you guys have described your music as new vintage and tragic sexy. And I have to ask, how did you come up with that terminology to describe your music?
Over to Nate.
Basically, we sat down and we had a meeting as a band, and we said, we do want to pay some attention to the concept of branding, which, is just something that seems smart. And we came up with a couple of terms, and new vintage was something that we came up with because we wanted to create something that was timeless. I'm sorry, did you just refer to tragic sexy? All right, I'll do that one first. Thank you, Jack. Tragic Sexy and New Vintage were the two. But Tragic Sexy we definitely came up with because we wanted to come up with music that definitely had a bit of a groove, a feel that you could call was kind of sexy, kind of bedroom music. And we wanted people to get that right off the bat, but then when they took a look at the lyrics and gave it a really hard listen, they'd realize that what we're writing about is not all the good elements. We're not writing about what we have and how lucky we are. We're writing about what's real. So if you break down the lyrics, we're talking about real-life situations and how they affected our lives, a cause and effect type of thing. And you know what? Most of our real-world situations for not only us musicians but everybody, a lot of them are just plain tragic. And we wanted to write about what is, not what we could have. So that's kind of where we came up with Tragic Sexy, something where you could put it in the background and appreciate it right off the bat, or dig in and really see that it's kind of the tragic side of life. Very briefly, the New Vintage thing was that we just wanted something timeless, but new.
To add to that a bit as well, I think with the Tragic Sexy thing, there's something that kind of sticks in your psychology or your heart, about the one that got away or whatever, the projection you have with maybe a given relationship that didn't work out, that can only exist at that point in your mind and in your psychology, and that's a really powerful thing, and that's something that we try to capture because it affects everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. I love your description of that, because as you're talking about those two terms, new vintage and tragic sexy, I think about your band name being Cable Car, and the fact that cable cars are vintage, they're timeless, and to some degree they can be sexy. I mean, it's one of those things that it's not in every city. It's very unique and different. And I guess on that note, how did you guys come up with the name Cable Car for your band?
It's a very complicated story, one that has unfolded over many interviews, and the truth of the matter is that we were trying to. Well, we were on a humanitarian aid mission. We were trying to rescue Pussy Riot from the prisons in
Russia,
quite in Moscow. And we came up with an elaborate ruse to get them out of the city through a cable car that was created for us by Elon Musk. It's his prototype for the Loop high-speed individual transport.
Super fast cable car.
Very, very fast. We were going to get to the States in 20 minutes. However, the cable car broke, and our time with Pussy Riot was tragic and sexy.
Yeah.
And so we thought that we would dedicate our music to their music, which has been so profoundly important to Russia's recent history.
And our failed attempt at rescue, which is, tragic in of itself.
And it was new vintage, the prototype was a cable car, and the new thing would have been the Loop. And so cable car was really born.
Yeah, and you're right, it's a great metaphor.
Yeah, it's a long story.
It really is. I mean, it's a neat story too. You guys, how I just kind of eased on away from that. I was like, okay. No, I'm totally joking with you guys. I have to talk to you about this EP called Ride that, again, is tied into your name, of course. But talk about the making of this and where you kind of drew your inspiration from to make this album.
This EP was the beginning of the band itself. We're actually neighbors, believe it or not. When we all moved to Los Angeles, we didn't realize that we would end up in the same building complex, which, if you want to think about it like this, it was pretty serendipitous. So we basically became friends, and then very quickly realized that we all played music and we could all play different instruments, and we started writing music together, and we were actually dabbling in other projects at the time. It's just that really, really quickly we realized that the songs that we were doing together were just what we wanted to be writing. So we left our other projects, finished up a group of songs, anywhere from 10 to 15 songs, and basically said, well, all right, well, we have these. What are we going to do? And we decided that we would both record them and also start performing them. So at that point, we just kind of committed to the project and started really taking it seriously. And a big part of that was coming out with this EP. So we road tested them with shows, chose the songs with the help of our producer, in a nice creative setting.
It's a tough process, by the way.
It was not easy to cut some of them.
Yeah.
And basically, we just made the agreement to go in and produce a hell of a record. And it was our first attempt as a band. And normally, you really need to spend a lot of time getting to know musicians you work with. But in this instance, everything was just unbelievably easy. We flowed very, very easily. We certainly put in long hours and hard work, but it was always a pleasure. And the EP was actually finished in 4 months, which is pretty quick. That's more than a song a month, start to finish.
Yeah, that's almost a record, a world record. I mean, it's virtually unheard of to be able to do something, that time consuming and what an undertaking, and to have it done in a 4-month span. You don't hear many artists that can say that they did something, a project like this in that span of time. So that's quite impressive.
Thank you. Like Nate mentioned earlier, we're very intentional in how we've written. And so we knew, what we wanted to do. And we also owe a lot to Mike for getting things done that quickly because, there would a lot of the time he would be in the studio with just one of us because our schedules couldn't permit us to be there all together. And he really kind of quarterbacked the process, if you will. And, then we went through a big editing phase and we really hit what we wanted.
We just had a great team. We had a great team from the master to the producer to the band members. Everybody just did their part. Nobody argued. Nobody grumbled. And on top of that, something that helped is that we had the songs primarily written before we went in. So at that point in time, and we even used some of the tracks that were recorded at home in our own Pro Tools. We transferred some of them over, so we had a little bit of it done already.
Particularly Wait For Me and Killing Me.
Yeah. So it just went.
And that's always, I think, half the battle won when you're making a record is to be able to have things flow like that with as little or as minimal problem as possible. I think it makes for a much better product, too, an end product, when you can have things kind of flowing along without too many bumps in the road.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, do you guys have a favorite song on the EP? Or do you have individual favorites?
It was hard enough choosing 5 from 15. They're asking us to pick a favorite. That's tough.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. Do you guys have one that you enjoy playing the most of the 5 on the EP when you're performing live?
Oh, performing live?
Well, the song It's You, which is track 4. That one, I'm going to choose that one simply because it's taken an unbelievable evolution, actually.
Yeah.
We were able to...
We've totally changed.
Yeah, we've totally... when that song is performed live, we can certainly play it the way it is on the EP, but all of a sudden, during one practice, I just found a different type of pattern, and we kind of just Frankensteined the hell out of that song. And now the live version is upbeat and a bit dancey. So I'm going to say that one because it's one of those songs that you can just give 3 or 4 different lives to rather than just have it be what it is. So it's just the most fun because it ended up being like a nice template, and then we can perform it at the moment 3-4 different ways.
Yeah, I love
that. That's really cool because how often can you take a song and have that much versatility with it, And I'm sure it's become quite a crowd pleaser from, the way it sounds.
Yeah, definitely. And, we have a huge amount of synergy whenever we play live or whenever we rehearse. And to be honest, those types of kind of spontaneous jams and grooves just come out all the time. So, when Nate found that groove that day in rehearsal, I jumped right on it. Ryan, jumped right on it with drums, and before you knew it, we'd rewritten the song in one take. and it was just wild. So yeah, we've been having a good time.
So I guess in this case, the song is our favorite's the same one, which is the first interview we've given where we've agreed on it.
Well, as much as I enjoy that one, I think Wait For Me. I enjoy Fan Lives the most.
Wait For Me's just got a thick, rich sonic landscape, which actually is kind of the opposite. You can't take Wait For Me too many different directions. It just sort of is what it is. So I guess we love it because it's that pillar, and then we love It Too for the opposite reasons. Yeah.
Well, it definitely sounds like you guys not only enjoy what you do individually, but as a band, I think one of the reasons, as a listener, of your music, it's very evident that you guys are very tight, both as a band and as musicians, and it does come through on the album, on your music. It just demonstrates the immense talent that. I'm sorry?
It's a total illusion.
It's a ruse.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Yeah.
It's another illusion, huh? No, it seriously. I mean, it is very. It does demonstrate the immense talent that you each possess and bring to the record and to the music. And I have no doubt that as in the very, very near future, you guys are going to be coming to a radio near us. I really believe that because you've got what it takes. Your music is here and now. It's very relevant, and it's being very well received. So I think as time goes on, you're just going to gain that much more of a following, and I'm going to turn on my radio one day driving home from somewhere, and I'm going to hear you guys. So I really foresee that in the future, and I'm no fortune teller.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We'll keep plugging along.
Yeah.
Well, before I let you go, have you got anything coming up that's in the works? Are you working on new music? And the EP's out now, but do you have some new things brewing that will be coming forward pretty soon? Oh yeah.
So much.
Yeah, we kind of never stop. We've actually already done a couple of side releases for one. I guess it's a theme. For a web series that hasn't quite been placed yet, but we've been working on that. We did a scene out of a documentary where we wrote an entire song for that. And
in just a few days. That was so fun. That track is great fun.
Yep, so we take any opportunity that comes our way, and not only just cable car stuff, but, in the cable car world, we have almost an entire another record written. And we feel very strongly that it's a hell of an evolution from the last one. It has all the elements of the first one, yet it shows that we've actually pushed beyond that. And it's all been a very natural thing. We get better at our production. We get better at our writing. We learn each other better as human beings. And the new songs, I think, already show that. So, we sell a few more of these ride EPs and put a few bucks behind the next record. I think we'll have a new one out in 6 to 10 months.
Oh, that is so exciting. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it already. And so, of course, when that drops, we definitely want a copy so we can promote it for you guys and get the music out there so it can be heard.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, Nate, Jack, thank you so much for being with us this evening and sharing a little bit of your busy time with us. We greatly appreciate it. It's been such a blast speaking with you.
We've had a great time. Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you for the accent bonanza I've been able to surround myself in.
Well, and I guess I should ask in fun, where do you think I'm from?
Oh, God, now we're under pressure.
You're from, can you say the words country fried chicken?
You want me to say that?
Yeah, it's gonna help me determine.
Oh, it is, huh? Okay, country fried chicken.
Huh, that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, that threw me too.
Yeah, it is. You're from Texas? No. Yeah, are you Texan?
No, I'm not from Texas. It's the other state that people guess Texas or the other state when they hear me talk.
Arkansas?
No, not from that part of the country. East Coast.
Oh, you're from South Carolina.
I'm from North Carolina.
Georgia. At this point, we're just making ourselves look like jackasses.
This is going so well.
I'll tell you what. Where's my accent from? All right, this is going to be a situation.
Get your get your accent manual out, 101, and look it up. No, seriously, I'm from North Carolina, born and raised, and every interview, I always get comments. People ask, where are you from? I love your accent, And, of course, to me, I don't think I have one, but everybody can tell I do. And, of course, that's a joke. But yeah, I was born and raised home of the Tar Heels. So yeah, it's and I love South Carolina, too, by the way, but just happens to be my neighboring state.
Yeah, the documentary that Nate referred to that we wrote a song for recently is about an area in North Carolina on the Virginia border.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina do you?
Yeah, I started for all the wrong guesses. I should have gone with my initial instinct, which was one of the Carolinas. I feel terrible.
See, there you go. But I would take the fact that you thought I was from Texas as a compliment, because Texas is a great state. So, but apparently North Carolinian accent and Texas accent are almost, you could pass for one of the same. So, but in any event, now you know.
Well, thank you. I feel enlightened.
There you see. You should. You've learned something new today, as they say, and all is well in your world now, I'm sure.
Yeah. This has been a fun interview. We've given a whole lot, and we'd give another one to, why don't we do another one
tomorrow
in like an hour?
Yeah.
We'll call back in an hour.
Sure. Well, on that note, I'd love to have you back anytime that you want to come on the program and talk about your music, anything new you guys have going on. And next time you have to bring Ryan so I can meet him and he can hear me talk, because he's probably going to want to hear me talk, right?
Yeah, we like to call this the caboose.
Ryan is literally just a drum pad machine that we gave a name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
No, we'll bring him next time.
Well, thank you guys so much. It has been so much fun speaking with you, and I'd love to have you back anytime. You guys are a blast. And much good luck and much continued success along your journey. And I know you're going to do well, and we wish you all the best.
Well, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
All right. Thank you. You do the same.
Bye-bye.
Good night. All right, folks, we have been speaking with Nate and Jack from Cable Car, and I must tell you, if you have heard their music, then you know how phenomenal it is. They had me tongue-tied. Now they're talking about my accent, and now I can't talk. I'm usually not at a loss for words. No, seriously, if you have not heard their music, you're going to get the pleasure of hearing one of the cuts off of the EP, Ride, in just a moment. But in the meantime, let me give you some information where you can check them out. You can go to their website, wearecablecar.com, and there is a running display of videos and information. It's a great website. Lots of pictures of the guys, which they're very nice looking, by the way. Very nice as well. And just chock full of information about the band, where they're going to be. And also, if you want to follow them on Twitter, you can follow them at wearecablecar. And also on Facebook, just look them up, We Are Cable Car, and you can't miss them. Just go follow them on social media. But more importantly, if you listen to their album and you like what you hear, please support them. They're not signed artists; they're indie artists, but they are so good, and they really would appreciate your support. So please, if you enjoy their music, buy it. And show them your love and support of their music, and so they can keep doing what they're doing and keep bringing us great stuff. All right, before we close out the show tonight, I do want to play a cut off of their latest EP. The EP is entitled Ride, and this is Two-Time Love.
She's locked in this love, wishing she could get out. I wanted her on the way up. Maybe catch her on the way down. She's shining like a diamond, and even when things get dark, light a spark, cut the lock and get out. She shines like a diamond, even when things get dark. You're in her sight, she found her mark. It's two-time love. You never talked to me lately. I don't wanna talk no more. Calling me baby as coming through that door. She's still shining like a diamond, even when things get tough. I can't keep my hands off of you. You can't keep your eyes off of here. You only love me when you leave me, only love me when you're leaving. I'm leaving you. You're asking is it two-time love. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're knocking at my door. I know I got you moaning like you never felt it before. Locked in this love, maybe found a way out, yeah. I like to think that I played my part, maybe she did it herself.
The EP is Ride, and that was a cut called Two-Time Love. And I hope you enjoyed that. I was hooked from the moment I heard their music. I absolutely love this band, and I can't wait for their next album to drop. So we will definitely stay up on when that's going to be, and we'll be featuring their music here on our show. So that is actually going to wrap our show for this evening, and we want to say a huge thank you to Nate and Jack of Cable Car for being our special guests this evening. We also want to thank all of you for tuning in. And, again, if you're a first-time listener, thank you so much for stopping by this evening and giving us a listen, and I hope you enjoyed the show as well. We have the next couple nights off, but just to kind of bring something to your attention, we are now also on Spreaker, and we're doing some great things over there, and we're doing some broadcasting, and our next show is going to be our Indie Artist Showcase that we will have on Saturday night. We typically have done it on Blog Talk Radio, but we're trying something a little bit different. You can catch us Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be broadcasting live and bringing some of the best indie music, and you'll be hearing from some stuff from Cable Car in the mix. So hope that you will tune in for that. All right, everyone. I hope that you all have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we hope to see you back on Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for Indie Artist Showcase. Take care, all. God bless, and good night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin' Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.